off, want to congratulate UAB and Coach. They've done a great job with that program, and obviously one of the top teams in our conference. And they're very physical, and they played extremely hard and found a way to win at the end. But that doesn't take any excitement away or how proud I am of our guys, the way their mentality was this week. And they went out there and battled hard. Made a couple mistakes down the stretch that cost us maybe a win, but at the same time, it had nothing to do with a lack of effort, energy, physicalness. I had more fun today watching those guys play than I've had in a long time. So it's a very emotional day, but extremely proud of them. That all opened it up.
Is it just a tough way to see it end?
Yeah, it is, and I wanted it so bad today for that senior group to go out on a high. Was important to all of us, coaches, players, underclassmen. Help them go out the right way, and unfortunately, that's life. It didn't happen today, but that takes nothing away from who this group is. I think, again, I've said it for a number of weeks. They've accomplished a lot together. I'm proud of their leadership ability and just how much they've grown, and hopefully they've learned as much from me as I've learned from them, because I've learned a ton from that group as well. And I seriously can't wait to watch them as we go through life and still have that relationship, because they're going to be successful. It's a good group.
You talked about how much of a learning this season has had. Just how much do you want the underclassmen to take away from this, and even actually the juniors, all the returners, coming off of back-to-back 9-win seasons and facing this adversity? Just what do you want?
Yeah, it teaches you a lot. One, you never take it for granted. Just winning 9 games and going to bowl games, it's challenging. Every year has its own set of challenges, and you can't just show up, as a freshman and say, oh, we've been back-to-back 9-win seasons, and it's just expected, because that's not the way it works. Again, you got to prepare, and you got to do the right things and as coaches and players in order to have the success in the season. But if these young men haven't learned from some of the leadership abilities and things that need to be done for the future from this class, then that's on them. That would be a shame, because again, I thought we had a lot of good leadership in this group, and I think they did. We got a good young group of men that want to be successful, and it's still a tight team. I mean, you look downstairs in the locker room, and it's a family, and it always will be a family. So we have to clean some things up and get back to work, and understand that standard is going to bowl games, competing for championships, and winning championships. And we got to reset and make sure that we focus on the little details in the offseason to where this never happens again.
What was your reaction from this facing us calling Mason for the drive?
I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how to answer your question. I don't even know if I'm allowed to answer your question.
It's Mason's 5 game. Can you just talk about what he's meant to you guys in this program?
Yeah, as much as any player I've been around, just not because of the player he is, just because of the person he is. He's, he buys into your core values, and that's who he is. He's completely unselfish. He sacrifices for his teammate. He wants to do everything he can for those guys in order to have success, and it eats him up, and that's why he takes it so personal. And when we don't win a football game, he does. He takes it personal, and as a great leader would, he's always the first to stand up and look at himself and try to fix any of his mistakes or anything he needs to clean up. And so, look, I've learned a lot from Mason. I think a lot of guys on this team have. He's a special player. In my opinion, he's one of the all-time greats. And yeah, he's like a brother to me. He will be forever. And I'm really excited to watch his future.
Couldn't get anything going offensively today. Was that just a product of UAB there?
Well, yeah. I mean, look, they're one of the best defenses in the country. Again, it's the best front we've seen all year. I knew it was coming into the game. You know, we had our chances. I feel like we got in some rhythm. We started moving the ball. And just had a couple mistakes there in the red zone where we could have got some points. And again, that's not just all on players, but as coaches as well. Just got to stay patient and do the best you can at getting points on the board. Again, it just happened. Again, I mean, they're a very talented group. You look across the board, week in and week out, not a lot of people scoring a ton of points on them. So
Defense kept you in it. I don't know what they were able to do to just keep it around.
yeah, they did. I thought they had great passion tonight, energy. I thought the toughness, just again, I thought all the way around the board. You know, the mentality was right. Guys, again, playing as hard as they possibly could for 4 quarters and sacrificing for one another and doing their jobs. And that's what it takes. That's what it takes to beat good teams. That's what it takes within any program to, you know, compete and win championships and bowl games. And again, we got to make sure that we realize the mentality it takes, and you know, we got to grow on it in the off season and make sure we don't forget that.
How much did the pressure that they were able to get on Mason force y'all to change, and just what were the changes that y'all tried to make happen?
Yeah, it forces you to change. You know, they do a good job understanding that, you know, they can get to you. If you're going to start lining up and spread formations, they can get to you with those 4 D linemen. It's just their matchups. It's not that you can't win some individual matchups, but they're going to too, and it's one-on-ones. And so, you know, if all 5 don't win their one-on-one, it's hard to get the ball down the field, and I think that's what you have to do at times with them. You know, it's not, you know, schematically they do a great job. They're very sound. It's not something that I would say is extremely difficult to game plan against. It's just a matter of being able to hold up. Because, again, you try to establish the run and get some chunks there, and you have to be balanced, because if not, they'll really start teeing off on you. But they're hard to run the ball against as well. They're just really big up front. And so we tried different things of, you know, getting guys in and out, trying to get a couple double teams before we could release. Tried to stay patient with the run game and keep sticking it in there, and hopefully pop 1 or 2 like Torrey did there in the first half for that run. I thought we mixed it up well. Again, we made a couple mistakes, and that's all it takes against a good football team. 1 or 2 mistakes in those critical situations, it can be very challenging to win that game.
You know anything about Trey at this point?
Yeah, I can't. I'm not gonna discuss injuries anymore moving forward, in the sense of I'm gonna let them handle. I'm gonna let our doctors and trainers handle that. I don't want to get in any situations, but I did see him in the locker room. You know, and Trey's a tough kid. I know he'll bounce back and work extremely hard to make sure he's ready to go next fall. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.